Welcome to the third training video in the nurse training series. We will finish going over GHEs for medication and setup. Medication and safety. How much assistance is required to manage the client's medications safely? Ask to see all the medications the client takes, including insulins, over-the-counters, ear drops, eye drops, breathing treatments, and inhalers. This is the time to look over all their meds and see what other diagnoses they have that they may have forgotten to tell you about. This is prime time to ask if they could benefit from a nurse to help set up medications for them each week if they aren't already receiving this service. This gives you information for new med setups for yourself or another nurse, as well as for the company. If they agree and could benefit from a nurse setting up their medications, then reach out to your office and have them complete a PCCP, also known as a Person-Centered Care Plan, requesting to put 5RN on their care plan. Ask the client if they are able to take the meds on their own, or do they need reminders to take them. If they already receive med setups, then they automatically get 3 points. If they are set up for them as well as needing reminders to take them, that's 6 points due to 50% of this task being completed by someone other than the client. Have they had any falls in the last 90 days, vision issues, balance issues, or require someone to be with them for safety concerns? Are they over 75 years old? Have they recently got out of an institution, such as a nursing facility or behavioral health? If so, what was the time frame? Does the client need assistance with the following? What help is needed and who is helping them is a summary of what you have written in the GHE. Tell them why the client needs assistance with ADLs, also known as activities of daily living. Current authorization review. A couple of these questions are also on our nursing tickets. Please ask these questions to your client. If services don't currently meet the client's needs, please explain why. Safety emergency plan. In case of a natural disaster, such as a flood, earthquake, or power outage, what would the client do? Who would they call? Do they have family close by, or would they need to call 911? Directions to locate safety concerns in the home or additional comments. The state wants to know, are there any safety concerns, such as holes in the floors, infestation, guns laying around, or pets who bite? Anything you may feel is a safety concern or home concern. Now we are done with going over the GHEs. If you feel you require more assistance or any clarification, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or your local office. I know this is a lot, but these GHE assessments are essential. They help the state to understand the needs of the client and get a picture of our client requiring assistance. Digging sometimes can be difficult, but it's important. If a client has 5RN on their care plan, this means that they will receive weekly nursing visits for medication setups. Medication lists are what the nurse will use and go by during every visit to set up the medication planners. These lists are formulated by the nurse. When the nurse starts with a new client, the nurse will complete a nurse visit and gather all medications from the client. The nurse will place a call to the primary care physician and obtain a verbal order to set up the medications. This verbal order is good to set up the medications during this visit. However, a written physician's order must be completed and faxed to the doctor so they can sign off within 2 weeks. Next, you will formulate the medication list as you go over each medication with the client. On the medication list, you'll circle the slot AM, noon, or eve, where it will be put in the planner. All medications will be written on this form, even the medications that the nurse will not be putting in the planner. All meds, including pain meds, insulins, OTC vitamins, inhalers, breathing treatments, creams, etc., must be written on the list. If the client takes these meds themselves, then please write underneath AM, noon, eve, HS column PT takes self. That way, when we send this list to the doctor, they can see all medications. If a medication is changed, such as dosage, or a new med is started, we must have a physician order for this. When you complete the medication list, this is the list you will use each week to go by and set up the planner of medications. It is very important that these lists stay correct. Also, please make sure the office has a copy of the med list, so it can be placed in the client's file. The next video in this training will go over how to complete physician's orders, advanced personal care, healthy blue assessments, and lastly, good nursing practices.